you've made an account, you're going to go to this website, and I made an example one that we're going to kind of work through, and then you're going to have time to kind of build your own Prezi. This is what you guys want.
Can you tell the truth?
So you've all seen Prezis before, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've used them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, have you ever used them before?
I've never used them, I've just seen them.
Okay, and Jeremy, you've never used them at all, right?
Right.
Because he's like, please show me how to do this. Okay, so there is there's a couple things. I should have gotten my clip ready. Oh, you're so sweet. You're so kind. Okay, so what's so special about Prezi? So they're obviously different than PowerPoint. The first thing that I really like is students can collaborate. So there's an option that I'll show you later where the kids can all be pulled into the same Prezi and they can all work together. So like with Connect, that's really nice when they're doing, group-based projects. And next year with 8th grade, we're moving into those standards that are more project-based, so this would be a really good option for the kids for next year. Concept maps, where you're trying to show connections to everything, so like in history, when they're trying to show why, what's connections?
Civil War.
The Civil War. No, wait, did you Civil War in Texas history?
Or the Magna Carta to the Constitution.
Yeah, like
or
showing those connections, so concept maps are really good. Digital storytelling. Didn't you guys do some storytelling? Like where the kids are having to create storyboards and tell stories. Did you have to do that this year? Well, maybe you'll have to next year. I've used it before. Storyboarding where they're showing like a different depiction of each scene in their story. And you have unlimited presentation space. Unlimited presentation space. So like in a PowerPoint, you just have like the slide and you have to keep going, like I'm here. But on a Prezi, you can zoom out and out and out, and you can just make a million different things, and you have tons of space. It's like unlimited. And it's a new way. None of you, Marcy's used it before a little bit, but the rest of you, it's something completely new that you can use. Because we all get sick of using the same stuff. There's only one issue with it. It does take more time to create. But once you get used to it, it's not as bad. And they have actually come out with a new Prezi. They have the classic, and then they have a new one, and I think the new one's a lot easier. You've probably used their old version.
Yeah.
The new one is super
Well,
smooth.
I do use the new one
You
for
saw it?
study guides.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not like the crazy ones where they go
Right?
everywhere.
Yeah. All right, and the last thing, like if you're really struggling, if you have a PowerPoint you like, you're able to convert them into Prezi. So it's always an option if you're just like, I'm sick of it, but I like this PowerPoint, you can convert it. Okay, so when you're in there, this is something you don't have to do right now, but like right here I was talking about, there's the classic version, and then there's the next. And we're gonna talk about the next version because I think it's user-friendly, a little bit easier to understand. So the simplest way to start is to choose a template. So if you look at the one I created for you guys today, I just used a template, and it looks super awesome, right? It looks like I did a lot of work. I didn't. I just used something that was already there because I'm super lazy. But if you're choosing a template, it's gonna look like this. And what I like is that you can use, like if you wanted to do something with education, you can. If you're feeling a certain color, you can pick a color and it'll pull up different ones for you to choose from. So it's like PowerPoint, you have to like go in and change the colors. I kind of like this choosing style better. Like sometimes I want pink, and sometimes I want blue. So there we go. Now we're gonna start. So let me get to this book. I'm gonna have to be back here for part of this. So sorry. I know you're really upset. Okay. So in PowerPoint, we call different things like slides, animations, and everything. There are a little bit of different terminology with Prezis. So one of the first things is these big old bubble things. They're called topics and frames. So we're going to get into that. The first thing we're going to do is click on customize. So to click on something, a couple options with the new way. You can click on it and it'll go in, and sometimes there's an option when you're editing to like step out and everything. So I'm going to go back to edit just so I can kind of show you guys. But this is how Prezi, you zoom in and everything is there, and you can keep zooming in and keep zooming in. So the first thing, when we are kind of changing things around, you've got a style button right here, and you can change your coloring. That's the first thing. So you pick a template, you change your coloring. Are you with me so far? Okay, so let's start with that. So this is mine. Keep it up on the tab. Let's go into your actual Prezi, and let's start by you guys picking a template and kind of choosing your colors and your style of a template that you want to make. So think, like you're going to be teaching the wave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a lot of orange and blue colors. Or flags or something. So think of something you're going to be making and pick a template. I don't think I can make one. You can work with your.
Look, I have these old ones
From
high
yeah.
school, 2012.
Wait, where's another one? Oh, this is the beginners, right? Not the beginners, but like the basic.
Yeah.
So they probably won't have like good ones.
So can he choose one and change colors?
Mm-hmm.
So you can choose one and then change. Like if you go up,
Let's see this
So
one.
if you choose your style, that's what.
What is this one?
Well, I'll show you.
Let me look at it. Who could see this for us? Anyone will.
Anyone on the web because you're the free version. If you pay, then you can make it so no one else can see it. It does take a little bit to load, a little slower than PowerPoint. So here, this is like your overview, you're gonna see it, and these are like your slideshows, but they call them frames and topics. So each bubble is a different frame.
Mm.
So like that first bubble is gonna be the first thing it'll go to.
Oh, that's cute. And then you just do
And then those will go into like, and you can add, like you can go as many layers as you want. It usually gets confusing if you go too many
Yeah.
layers in, so I wouldn't. But,
Oh, okay.
and then if you want to zoom back, you just click the zoom out right here.
Mm,
Yeah, right?
it's cool.
So up here, if you click style, this is where you can change your colors.
Okay.
How are you doing?
I just logged into it.
Hey, you're
Sorry.
fine. No, it's okay. I appreciate you.
that looks nice.
The right one?
Mm-hmm. For the wave.
Look at you. How do you feel already?
That's cool.
I need a computer, that's the problem.
Oh no, it's okay.
Let me download the app.
Oh.
I might be able to do it. I mean, I like this. It seems like I could use it though.
Yeah, I thought
I know.
the first time I used it, I didn't get it. Now that, like, honestly, this newer version of Prezi makes it so much easier than the old version, in my opinion. So when I got on this, like, earlier this year, I was like, oh, mine is better.
That's amazing.
Look at you. You don't even need me.
Ah, I would not even know where to begin.
And now you do.
Yeah. That's very great.
No problem.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna change the trade show?
Oh, yeah.
You could, instead of the wave, put Mr. Olivares, and then the trade show would be the wave.
Just pulled up. Marcy did it.
Oh.
Like I
What?
just randomly opened up like a.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe, did you mark what school you guys work at?
You know, I put.
No, that's from old.
No?
That's like old.
I just opened up the view.
Have you updated your profile though?
I just logged in.
Well, maybe
There's some
maybe
type
something.
of connect iPhone.
That's
That's so
hilarious. You're popular, Marcy.
Oh yeah,
You just win.
that one wasn't even completed. I
Go.
was
Can
just
you
looking at it.
undo?
Oh, where?
This little, yeah.
Okay.
And then there you go. Now you just can take
It's
off.
okay. I mean, seeing this, it helps.
Yeah. And you guys have the link, so like you can go in and look like for each bubble, not each bubble, I say that. Each topic, each frame, I put in something different for you to kind of learn on. So like the first bubble, I keep doing that. The first frame talks about just customizing, like changing the color, changing everything.
Huh?
Yeah, you gotta get used to it. So like, what are you wanting to do?
Mm-hmm. I guess it's like
What would be the
that.
different
So-
topics you would?
The different, yeah, so that's,
Okay. And then going into.
so like when I'm teaching something, like the first thing I'm thinking about, like if it's a novel, what are some of the big things you want to discuss with your kids? So I might want to discuss characters. That might be one frame.
Mm-hmm.
And then setting might be another frame. I might have comprehension questions in one frame. Like all the different components I want to make sure I teach to the kids.
Okay.
So what is one thing you know that you're gonna wanna talk with the kids when they start this novel?
Probably like how it relates to like Hitler and stuff.
So maybe some background information? Okay, so if you go zoom out, okay, right click on the title.
Oh,
It's very, that's the only thing. Yeah, and then you're gonna wanna try to double click on just the title again. There you go. Now, once those white boxes are, you know you can start editing the text in it. So maybe put background knowledge or Hitler, and then this, so you've started your first
yeah.
grade. How are you doing?
I'm not able to, unfortunately, it's
It's
not.
okay. Technical, I can always come and see you on your own, like, it's okay, I've got the time.
Okay, cool.
So, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
I was still looking at it.
Okay, so Jeremy, you understand the style part?
I do.
Yay! Alright, this collaborate part, I'm still in editing mode, but this is where students can work together. So you guys saw the style button at the top?
Mhm.
There's three options. There's insert and then there's share. So if you're on share, they can present it, they can make a link, and here's where they can collaborate. So I was gonna do that with you guys, but I just made the link because I thought it'd be easier, because I didn't really want you to go in and change anything. Sorry, no offense. But this is something that's gonna be great when those kids are needing to work together. Cool? Alright, so we've got the style part down. So if the thing, I'm in editing mode right now. So I noticed the other night, like if I zoom, you can kind of see, it's gonna go in this direction. And if I kind of move my mouse in between the bubbles, you see the arrows that kind of pop up, those little blue lines. That's gonna tell you the direction that your stuff's gonna go. You can change that. I probably wouldn't as you're starting out, but the more you get used to using Prezi, the more easier it is going to be to change the motion of everything. So the next one we've got is building frames. You see right there, it automatically shows you the path. I'm gonna zoom in, and this is where you're building everything. So, Jeremy, you have, what did you make your first title of your frame?
Hitler in today's gig.
So you could have that title continue here, or you could build on something else. You can add pieces, so we zoom in here, I can add in images. I just go up to insert, and I can add in another topic bubble. I can add in, we're gonna get into what the story blocks are. You can add in more text, you can add in the images like we did here. There's so many things you can do just by going to insert. Any questions on that part? And you can move them around however you want to and everything. Then the other thing I can do is animations. Just like in PowerPoint, we have animations. This kind of does a lot of them, but if you just right click on the box right here, add animation, it has different options for you to do, similar to PowerPoint. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple minutes to kind of maybe add some things into your frames and to your topics.